Now in this exercise we're going to be continuing on from where we stopped off at the last one, just to explore another couple of tools that we have available to us with regards to masks and mattes when we start working with our secondary colour correction, and how we can start to work with layer order and how we can build up sort of multiple stages and multiple layers. So let's start off with this shot here. So we've already looked at this shot earlier on. And this was, of course, the tilt up on the speaker. So we've got an animated shot going on here. And I just want to isolate out the speaker itself. Now, of course, as we've seen, I could use a qualifier because this is nice and red. So we could use, combinations of qualifiers and windows here to sort of mask everything up. But it's animating a bit here. We could actually use the animation tools that we're going to look at in the next exercise, but I think it's an interesting idea how we can bring in an external matte as well. So to do that, we actually have to go back to an earlier stage of the process, and we come into our Browse tab, and we go up to our media storage, and we find our clip that we want to use. So this is just a black and white clip. So you can see here, looking quite nice. There we go. Now I want to use this as an external matte for my shot. So let's find the shot itself, and that's this shot down here. So I've got this shot selected, this shot in my clip details, and if I right click here, I can come down to Add as Matte. And once that happens, we get another little icon just in the corner here, very small, little green button in the corner here. I double click this and it opens up and shows me any matte clips attached to my particular frame. Now I can have multiple matte clips attached to any clip. And this doesn't actually have to be sort of animated matte as we've got here. We could use this as a logo maybe to do something fun with a logo, but I've got this here, and let's come over to my color again. And let's just create up a new serial node up here. Now, if I right click, you'll see I've got a different option now to this clip because I actually have now attached a matte clip to it. I've got the Add Matte option. So if I look at any of the other clips, right click on any node, I don't have that option. I've only got the LUT option down there. So let's add my matte and my speaker matte here. It brings it into my node graph, and if I Shift H this, we've now got this cut out. Now this is probably a good moment as any to explore what we can do in our key tab down here. So anything that gets passed in through into our matte area, we can start affecting with a key. So this includes not only external mattes that we have here, but also stuff that we start working with the qualifiers as well. So let's look at the input area here. Well, we've got this separated out into two. We've got the qualifier input, so obviously this is going to affect the qualifier more. And we've got our external key here as well. So this is going to affect anything that we plug in to the external key down here. So we can add a blur radius if need to, and we can make that a positive blur, so it's blurring outwards, or a negative blur. Let's zoom that in a little bit. Take that to actual size, take my proxy off there. Remember, we set this up to work in real-time proxies. I can come to my view, turn my proxies off here, and it will show us down in the primary things here whether our proxy is on or off, and at the moment it's off. So yeah, so there's our blur radius, blurring outwards,